Boom. So here it goes. We got the guacamole Taki. We got the Buckin' Ranch and the Cobra. And then I've also got the classic blue and red ones. So I'm gonna kind of compare these specialty flavors with just the traditional, just the classics. So we're gonna start it off strong with the guacamole here. There you go. Just a cute little light green. It smells kind of gross. It almost smells a little bit like guacamole, and you can kind of smell a hint of like lime juice in there, but it almost smells like it's been like sitting out in the sun for like over an hour and is starting to go rancid. It doesn't taste like that. It doesn't taste terrible. It's not particularly spicy. It's definitely less spicy than the traditional flavors, but there is a little bit of a kick to it for sure. I'm not really getting a ton of guacamole flavor. I'm not really getting much avocado. If there is any, it's just like the bland components of it. The main thing I'm getting is like a little bit of spice, you know what I mean? But I'm not getting a ton of flavor from that, I gotta say. Probably rank that like 4 out of 10. Let's go for the Buckin' Ranch. Moving right along. So wait, here's a view of the bag. And here's the specimen. Nice little tan coloring on there. Some little green flecks. Alright, it doesn't want to focus, but let's focus. Let's focus on the eating. Off gate, I like this better than the guacamole. It's reminding me of the classic Cool Ranch Doritos for sure. I'm sure I've mentioned before that I don't really like ranch dressing that much as a dipping sauce or just in general. But this is giving more like artificial Cool Ranch, whatever, and that's better to me than like normal ranch dressing, so. It's maybe got like a little more body, like a little more like, in that ranch component compared with the Cool Ranch Doritos. I would say I probably like the Cool Ranch Doritos a little better than these, because that is like the aspect of normal ranch that is unappealing to me, I guess. But it's still good overall. I would give those like a solid 6 out of 10. I'll rate that just over mid-tier. I think it's time we should go ahead and get a palate cleanse. So we've got the watermelon sugar-free Red Bull. I had intended to do a review of these, and I don't think I ever did. But this is definitely better than the other one, the other sugar-free flavored. I think it's like something, I can't remember right now. This one I like. It's sour, but I feel like if you like sour candy, this is kind of giving like sour warhead, whatever. That's what I was thinking earlier to try and describe it, the flavor. It's kind of reminds me of that. It's a little more sour than you might expect, but if you like that sour candy and that type of stuff, I would recommend this. I think you'd like this. Yeah, it comes in with that like strong kind of concentrated artificial watermelon. This isn't tasting as sour to me as the previous ones I've had. Maybe it's because my taste buds already got the heat from the Takis going on. But yeah, it's solid. For sugar-free, it's got a nice amount of flavor. Definitely giving that traditional watermelon candy flavor type of stuff going on. Anyways, moving right along with the Takis. This is a Cobra. This is supposed to be Worcestershire flavor, which is kind of weird. It's kind of a classic sauce to have when making a sauce in your fridge, but I don't know how that's going to pair with the Taki. Boom. But there he is. Big Cobra boy. Oh, immediately you can taste the Worcestershire sauce. But that's not pairing well with the Taki for me. It's not really spicy. But it's got, like, you know how pepper isn't really like pepper, like salt and pepper isn't really like a spicy, but it's got a certain, like, something similar to spiciness. I'm sure there's a different word for it. A certain zestiness, if you will. These definitely got some zestiness going on. But the flavor of it just feels like out of place, and it's just weird. But they're still edible. I mean, I don't really have the urge to throw them in the trash immediately, so I'm gonna give that like a 3 out of 10. You know what I mean? You can eat them, it's not horrible, but the flavor just feels out of place, and it's just kind of bizarre. But yeah, definitely beware of that. If you see those and you're like, oh, let me try a Takis flavor, they're Worcestershire sauce flavor, and that's a weird flavor for a Taki, so be aware of that if you're a Takis eater. So now we're gonna just compare those with the classic Blue and Fuego. I think Blue is normally my favorite, so we'll save that for last. Here's the Fuego. Man, immediately that's better than any of those variations I just tried. It's got a nice spicy kick, but it's got that kind of lemon lime flavor that balances it out. Kind of gives it a certain degree of freshness, that crunch paired with it. It's just top tier. It's just amazing. I'm gonna give those like a solid 8, for real. Stick with the classics, you know? You don't need all these variations. A lot of times they're no better. Palate cleanse. And we got the Blue Heat. Those are tasting a little mellower. They're not giving as much flavor as the Fuego was today, I gotta say. For some reason, the Fuego is just bursting with flavor for me. These are tasting a little milder by comparison. So I said, usually the Blue Heat is my go-to, is my favorite. But today, I gotta say, the Fuego takes the cake. I'm gonna rate the Blue Heat a point lower. I'm gonna give these a solid 7. But I feel like there can be variations to the flavor in every individual packet based on like the batch you get and different factors with how they produce these type of things. So the other thing I had to impulse buy in the store because they look delicious, we got the Jolly Ranchers sour gummies. So this will just be a little bonus review for all the foodies out there, all the junk food kings and queens. Cheers. So here it is. Ooh, it's got a cute little cherry design. Got all that sour powder on there. Wow. It's chewy, but it's like very soft. That other one was a double cherry. This is looking like a single. Man, it's got that strong pop of classic cherry candy flavor. Delectable, delightful, I gotta say. It's a little sour, but it's not like overwhelmingly sour by any means. The sourness pairs well with the sweetness, and you still can mainly, you know, be able to appreciate the sweetness. Here's a little lighter one, a little peach looking one. I think they just tried to vary the presentation. I think they're all about the same flavor though. And that one's looking a little more burgundy, a little deeper red. Yeah. I'm gonna have to stop myself from just continuing to eat these. These are delightful, I gotta say. If you happen across these, I'm giving this like a 9 out of 10. Straight up. The texture, it's like soft but still chewy. Texture is on point, is spot on. It's got good sweet flavor, balanced well with the sourness. I gotta say, these are delightful. These are a true delight. They've kind of stolen the show past all the Takis. But anyways, appreciate anybody watching this. Would encourage you to leave a like on the video, subscribe to my channel. If you can tolerate watching me, you know. Leave a comment if you've got anything positive to say. Would encourage you not to leave a comment if you just want to say negative stuff. So, yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. Have a beautiful day. Wishing everyone well, and so on and so forth. So, goodbye.